Hey, going to call to order the Building and Planning Committee meeting. And it is 1:03. If anybody has any concerns or questions for the approval of the agenda before
I got a question.
Okay. Dean, go ahead.
There's no financials in here. How are we supposed to make decisions about what we're doing, not knowing anything about money?
Well, those are going to be talked about more. We weren't bringing anything back at this point as far as financials. I think the new stuff went back to the finance committee. Because we had talked about that because of the last episodes we had and concerns we had with the budgets and stuff. Yeah, so it'll go to you guys first tomorrow before it comes back to this committee. So if you have any concerns about that, then.
Yeah, no, it's just sort of like having a meeting in the dark for a lot of stuff.
And at this moment it is because of concerns we had. So that's why it's going to go back primarily to the finance committee before it comes back to you. So you guys will have that opportunity to discuss, I'm sure, many things. Okay. That's a yes. I see you nodding over there.
Okay, I'm sorry, yes.
No, don't be sorry. I just want to make sure before we move on, the financials are very, very important, but those will be coming up.
Motion to accept the agenda.
Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. And Mr. Ross, your vote?
Yes.
Mr. Janine, your vote?
Yes.
Mr. Clark, your vote?
Yes.
And I'm a yes.
John's here.
John is-
I'm just. Like 2 minutes ago. Yes.
I was having a real conversation to come.
I didn't want to rudely interrupt.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yes, I will, yes.
Mr. White, thank you.
You haven't heard the whole.
The whole deal?
Yeah.
I thought my days were confused. This is finance meeting and not building and planning.
Well,
It's been one of those kind of weeks anyway.
for everyone, I'm sure. Okay, next, public comment. I didn't see anybody listed up there. That's not normally up there. Greg's up there, but he's not, or Greg, you're not public. So if there's
Now
no,
why is Ross Elliott showing up as a guest?
well,
No response.
Yes,
Invited
but you're here in the room.
I see. Thank you. Okay. I thought somebody had hacked into my phone or something.
No.
it could have been John because he sneaks right in. You wouldn't even know it.
Greg Davis isn't even part of our county
I know, well, yeah. Approval of the minutes from the February 27th meeting. If anybody's had any questions, hopefully everybody reviewed them. If not, they were at the meeting. So if there's no questions, anybody have any questions on that?
Motion to approve.
Perfect, thank you. John, your vote?
Yes.
Ross, your vote?
Yes.
Dean, your vote?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are thick. And look, I'm even writing a little bit. I'm impressing myself. Oh, and I'm a yes, sorry. And so the project update for discussion starts on page 5. And we're going to start with the master plan.
Yeah, so there's really no status change, as you can see. It's expected to kick out of OSHPD April 1st, which of course is next week. I tried for 2 days before writing this up to go online to the OSHPD portal and see if I can update any one of these, whether they're maybe have been approved or not prior to the April 1st. And unfortunately, the website was down. So I was not able to update these. So these bullet points are the same as last meeting. And hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have either good news that the plans are approved with comments or whether, no, it's got to go back for another round.
Okay, and you could possibly update us then even at the board
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah, I
If it comes
just,
before that?
yeah, I was gonna go on the e-portal this morning so I could update you now, and then I got busy with other projects, and so I didn't get on the e-portal. It takes a little while to log in and then drill down into the project and then bring up the comments, and it takes about half hour, 45 minutes, and I just didn't get it done today.
All right, thank you.
But yes, I will have something, because by board meeting, it'll be past the April 1st, so
Yes, it will.
should have an update.
And then, excuse me, for the new administration building?
Yeah, so I put in a call to the architect to cancel the project as it was voted at the board meeting. And so he was out of the office for a couple of days. He's not responded to me. I just wanted to make sure whether I needed to go through him or whether I just go directly to the county. And so it's just a matter of we're going to cancel the permit and proceed with just some dressing up of the suites with a little bit of carpet and paint. And we've been working on the restrooms. They've all been painted. All the flooring is in, except for suites B and C, because those were going to be in the work with the general contractor. So I've got to have Isabel flooring back to do the flooring in bathrooms for B and C, which is 2 bathrooms. And we've already got all the walls textured and we're painting the walls in the bathrooms. And I purchased all new toilets. The toilets were original from the 70s and they were pretty whooped. So we chose to, got Tim a price and we purchased 8 new toilets. So the sinks were in good shape. We'll replace the faucets, but use the sinks. So
Suite A is the accounting, right?
yes, and then B.
Is there a
will be
lot of money in there yet?
No.
Amy's still holding that.
Yeah, Amy's got it up at the house.
Oh,
The
okay.
place we got any money.
And so by canceling that, and did you leave him a message or something, or a message with somebody?
I left message, but then I talked to his assistant.
Okay,
And so she said she was going to talk to him when he got back into the office. And that was several days ago and I haven't got a response. So I need to call him again.
okay.
And,
And maybe the county too, just to make
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
because
there's no issue of canceling the permit. I just wanted to make sure I do it in the appropriate manner.
okay,
And hand them back their approved drawings so that, it's not like I'm going to cancel the permit, but I'm going to go ahead and build these plans and I don't want them to think that. It's like, here's your plans, here's the card, everything back.
Okay.
Because we're not proceeding with that
thank you.
project.
Can't we hang on to one set since we just paid for them?
Yeah,
Oh,
Well, they're
I have them on the
gonna,
computer.
oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
they're gonna refund all the money.
but the stamp by the county will be turned.
okay, all right.
and the emergency generator?
Okay, so that project has slowed way down. They did come out and work a little bit last week and nobody here this week. Waiting on the equipment and to arrive. I did reach out to Quinn Cat because there was questions on exactly how we're going to plumb the day tank and which we use the pumps, not use these pumps, the different pumps. So they have asked me to verify the flow of the existing pump that pumps the existing generators. And so just going to verify that. So whether we need to have inline pumps or just the single pump and just minor stuff, making sure that we only plumb it once, so that'll be happening here shortly. I finally got a plumber who is certified to plumb fuel lines and got that information on the forms, and I'll be dropping those off to the county for the permit to plumb the day tank. It's only an 8-page document, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, it's the same form you have to use if you're putting in a whole brand new tank and have systems for a gas station. So you got to just through all of the
Okay.
steps. And so I'm working on just the details of, how exactly we wire up, what exact wire we use to go from the generator to the annunciator panels in the hospital and And so they just forwarded me, I just got that information about an hour ago. So I've forwarded it to contractors. And so it's just kind of busy work right now, just making sure that the future work happens with no glitches.
That would be a plus.
Yeah.
And then the number 2 boiler replacement?
Yeah, so where we're at on that, the boilers are sitting on the slab, which I may have reported last meeting. It just moved them in, I believe, but now we have cut the holes in the roof and we had to remove a section of roof. And because it leaked, but we had to cut new holes through, but in doing so, we're fixing an area that leaked really badly and the insulation under the roofing was soaked. And so we've removed the roofing and the insulation. We've re-insulated, we've re-roofed and have the new curbs installed for the air makeups. So that work all got completed last week. And so right now we are waiting for some warmer weather because I need a day when the heating boilers are off for the day so that I can shut down propane system from the tank all the way back so that I can cut and tie in the new point of connection for the new boilers. And that requires me shutting all the propane off and getting all the propane out of the pipes and then purging it and then getting the flanges welded on and then the new valve installed. And then we have to refill the pipes and get the boilers back online, as well as our hot water domestic boilers, which will be off for a couple of hours while we're doing that work. So I'm just waiting for a day when weather warms.
Weather's good, yeah.
Winter just keeps hanging in there.
So you don't want to weld on those when the
No,
propane's hooked up?
I did explain,
windy.
I did explain to him, we can just shut off the propane for a minute. I can slide a bladder up inside the pipe and I can inflate the bladder and we can turn the propane back on and everything still works and you can do your welding. They just were not comfortable. It would work, but they want to purge all the propane out of the lines and I don't blame them. But,
Yeah.
Is that something we
No, it
have to
surprises.
notify CMS of or anything when we have anything that shuts down like
Let's
that?
be down for extended period of.
Well, if it's any sort of a period of time, in other words, if we did not have domestic water. But see, I have 500-gallon tanks on the main hot water heaters and I've got, 30-gallon tanks on the small ones. And that water will maintain us for those 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
But yes, normally if I had lost it, for instance, even like when we lost the generator, I notified CDPH and I notified, OSHPOD, that we have an emergency situation kind of a thing. Yes, that's standard procedure.
Okay, thank you. And then another sink.
Yes, the infamous
Surgery sink, I know.
never-ending surgery. All the work is done. We are installing the tile as we speak. One of my guys is learning to tile. So it's not as easy as he thought it might be. But he's got about a third of the tile up and we hope to have it done this week. And then once we grout the tile, then we just slide the sink onto the mounting arms and hook it up. We've already pre-mounted the sink. We've already pre-hooked up everything. So we know we're just ready to go. Just we have to get the tile on the wall and tile on the floor, get it grouted, slide the sink into place and it'll be done. So next month, we should be able to report that job is completed, and being closed by OSHPOD.
What's the space on something like that with tile?
The spacing between the tiles is
Yeah.
1/4 inch.
Quarter inch
Quarter inch
in
per grout.
surgical building.
Yes, yeah, that existing area was already tiled because it was a wash area for case cart system. And it has red quarry tile, similar to what kitchens have in it with 1/4 inch grout. I mean, obviously, once it's grouted, we'll be sealing the grout so that it's sealed.
Okay, thank you.
And then for the NPC seismic upgrade,
Okay, I was gonna bring it. I got a letter from OSHPOD that says we have received your submittal and it is in review, but that's what I reported last month too. It's just I got it officially in writing that we are received. In other words, they didn't find enough problems with it to send it back and say redo it. So we actually got a letter that says we've accepted it for review and it's in review.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
And dietary stove installation.
Okay, we're very close to submitting the plans to HKI, giving them all their information that they needed. And double check, but I will find out for sure, but the plans are basically ready to submit to HKI. I don't know why they actually haven't been submitted yet. Check with the architect.
And then the skilled nursing building reclassification.
That we signed the proposal, sent it to the architect, obviously, as it says here. And they haven't given me a time frame on when they will have those documents ready to submit to HKI. I'm waiting on that from the architect.
Remind me again what this was, the reclassification because of a typo or something?
There's one of my predecessors. I don't know if
Classified
it
wrong?
was the one
Yeah.
before me or the one before him.
Okay.
When working with the architect and the architect submitted the status of and the type of buildings that we have to the seismic division for the whole SB 1953, they misclassified the skilled nursing.
Okay.
So they're saying it's an OSHPD 1 building when it's an OSHPD 3 building.
Okay.
And so, but they want paperwork and documentation and proof that it truly is an OSHPD 3 building. And so that's what our architects put it together.
Pretty sure that was Aspen Street Architects who made that error.
Yeah, I'm 99% certain that's who it was Aspen Street. It's what little documentation I found on my shelves was from them.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions on any of these things we discussed or that he updated us on?
Yeah, we're kind of in a little bit of a cruise mode here for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for all the updates. And so next is the draft for the RFP for construction management servicing updates.
I believe that I have made all the corrections from comments previous. And so it's, if you want to just, review it between now and the next meeting and see if you see anything that maybe I missed, or I think I got all the numbering right. And I think I got there's still cross outs and stuff with that until that's crossing out what I deleted and underlining stuff I put in. So once you bless it or whatever, then I'll remove the stuff that's crossed out here.
On page 15, there's a 5 with no.
Uh-oh. I missed one. Bottom of
Page 15.
Down the bottom.
Oh, hey. I just happened to turn to that because it goes to the next. No, it doesn't. No, I missed it. I'll make to remove that 5.
Or add to it.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything more to put in as far as quantity information.
All right.
I'll go back and look at what 5 might have been at one time. Or it just automatically numbered and I
Probably did
automatically
get a
numbered.
return on.
When I hit the next or whatever, it put a 5 there.
And the next are the invoice review.
Catherine, I have a question on this
Okay.
RFP. We had talked before on possibly on, not this RFP, but when we go out to bid on the remodel. Talked about the concept of putting in that bid package, no price shall exceed whatever we have budgeted.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Would it be prudent to do that with this?
Something in my mind says that it's there.
Is it? Okay.
That's on 5.
Yeah. That 5 on page 9.
That 5.
I recollect putting it in there, but I can't tell you
He didn't
exactly.
use that exact
where.
verbiage and let me find it. It's something.
Yeah. But if it's not, I'll make a note to double check and I will add it. if there's any dollar numbers that jump out.
It wasn't dollar numbers. It was just concerned to be very cost effective.
Yeah, I'll make a note to put the actual amount in. It's not there.
Okay. The downside of doing that is all the prices may come in the same at that price.
Well, and if I felt that our price was high, I wouldn't want, in fact, I've been very careful not to just be putting out to the community what our expected cost is.
Right.
But if I thought it was gonna come in under that, I don't know that I would want to say, you know, we're willing to pay up to this much. But I think my gut feeling is it's gonna come in higher than that.
I know.
The way things have been bidding.
The way it's been
So,
going, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a gamble.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people, you know, ask me about the project and stuff, and I'll just say, well, you know, it's been professionally costed, and we hope that the costs come in, you know, at that number, but I don't sit there and tell them, well, it's 21 million.
Right.
Construction costs. Okay. I've been careful not to do that. It's only because I just don't want it. People just, you know, how people on Facebook, they don't. Yeah.
Facebook.
Thanks, Bob.
It's like all the comments on the
question,
skate
though.
park. Yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
Get win for losing. Yeah.
So,
One of the areas, we've had a few bids here where they were the only bidder. Few of the local contract stayed. Just throw a high number in there, maybe nobody else will bid on it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when you're doing that, you know,
Well, I agree. When you have a single bid, it's something to be concerned about. Now, we had a couple projects where we only had a single bid. But then we had the project for Suites B and C where I was concerned that JTS, who's been doing winning a lot of our bids, that they're just bidding it high because they know nobody else is going to be here. But we got those 3 bids and they were the low bid.
And they were lower. Yeah.
I mean,
It was still ridiculous, but
still ridiculous, yes. But, you know, especially the more I look at the scope of work on those plans, I'm just going like, where's the money? You know, I mean, it just floors you.
now we should look at single bids here, because I know one case where we got bad, but
Yeah.
it's gone, it's history.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it's.
I think it was the titanium 2x4s that the architect put in.
Well, when I ordered the tile for that surgery suite and I got the quote, when I called in the PO to him, I says, I really hope these are coming gold plated because they're cost way more than I expected them to. I was thinking a couple of $100 and it came in at $500 for the tile, but it's this very specific quarry tile. And if you go in there and look, it doesn't match the existing quarry tile, but the existing quarry tile, that color is no longer available from any company. And so we have one that's 3 shades darker.
Right.
It's just 30-year-old tile.
Don't worry, the old one was like this. She'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. But yeah, no, I agree. I can add that in because I don't see the project coming in for less than the budgeted number.
All right.
any other questions or concerns? Okay, moving on to letter G, the invoice review.
Okay, I do want to make a comment on the number 2 green bow. I was looking at that, I was thinking, wait a minute, they've exceeded their contract amount. So if you go to that one, it's the second green bow one. I was thinking they were overbilling. I just want you to understand, I do keep track of this stuff. I don't just sign this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is what you see on the second sheet, the one behind the signing sheet,
Mhm.
that spreadsheet, that's a spreadsheet that I created. So what I did is I went back to, the invoice numbers of the dollars amount here have been corrected on, but it was after this went out to you. So There's the basic services, but this is what threw me, and this is what I had forgot. Because remember when we asked Greenbow to originally the generator project was part of the seismic project. And then we said, oh, no, we're going to do it separately. So do it as a separate cost or plan review with Oshpod. So we did that. But the contract with Greenbow always included the emergency generator because their contract with us for this million, if you look on the blue circled sheet, the 1,128,000 plus the change order, that was for everything, the seismic project and the generator. So they were sending me these invoices for field work and stuff that's happening during construction. And so I called their office and I says, wait a minute, we are not in field work for the seismic project because we don't have approved plans. They said, but the field work is on the generator project because in their contract, it's still one contract. Now it's being submitted to Oshpod as two projects, but our contract with them is one single price for both.
I see.
And so I just wanted you to be aware
No,
that.
we're not gonna get charged twice by them for that same work.
Right, yeah. So I just wanted you to understand that when I see these invoices, I go through them pretty with a fine tooth comb and I try and determine exactly, where, so you even have a column for expenses and previous invoices on the contract and calculated totals, et cetera. So I try and do my homework before it comes here. So that I'm not submitting something that is, because I occasionally, I've even Greenbow one time, they invoiced me. I said, wait a minute, you're over contract. Oh, sorry about that. We will submit you a new invoice. This was years ago. Advised them out because they missed that they were actually had already billed 100% of contract. Anyway, so that's all my own comment. The two from Red Ink Architects is both on the boiler project and they only had about over 50% of the total contract price to date. So we're in good shape with them.
Any questions on any of these from anybody?
I think we should wait to pay one until we see if we got money.
Got money for this, so
Oh, we do? How do we know? Where's it at?
it's in the bank.
We don't ever have the financial information in front of us and at these meetings
But
anyway.
we would have had it for last week and we haven't had financial information.
Well,
We're up in the middle, up in the air apparently because of management, because otherwise we'd have.
no, because we canned our CFO. Not somebody dropped the ball.
Who fired? You said we did?
No,
He did.
The organization.
the organization did.
Were you aware of it before he did it?
I was.
I was.
Both of you guys were?
Because we were discussing it before Catherine took chair. Was in discussions at that
Okay, but
point.
anyway, I'll just abstain. That's no problem.
Motion to approve the expenses.
Have a second?
I'll second.
John,
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Jean?
Abstain.
Jean? Mr. Clark?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay, any other questions or anything before we adjourn?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Time is 1:32 and the Building and Planning Committee is adjourned. Is that
You're
right?
better than me.
Is that too
That might
fast?
be a new
Is that
record.
too fast?
No, I thought it was great.